Alright, we're watching Viccs. This is Platinum, I want to say 2 on, I'm also going to guess it's PC, and it was on Oasis. Hard stuck plat Genji slash Ashe main looking for advice. As the title says, I'm a hard stuck plat 1-2 DPS player. The games have been rough. I think my main problem is that I die too much, but there are also many other flaws in my gameplay that I want help uncovering. And they posted a bunch of codes, and I'm going to cover the one on Oasis. So it's funny that you mentioned that you're Genji Ashe main because you actually barely play Genji. You play Genji for one life and then switch to Soldier and then play Ashe and then a little bit of Reaper at the end. So let's talk about this game. I already did a pre-watch of this. I would say that your aim is better than average for your level. I would say you're probably somewhere in low to mid diamond for aim, but your game sense is worse than average for your level. So you have like diamond level aim with gold level game sense. You just make a lot of really aggressive plays, but overly aggressive. I would say suicidal plays, and it doesn't feel like you have a good sense for when you need to slow things down versus when you need to speed things up. But we'll cover it as we get into it. All right, start here. You see there's a Pharah. You decide to take the high ground here, which is fine. Mercy's here. Go for a fan. Miss him. It's not a big deal. Pharah comes up here. You have a great option to get a kill right now. So you see that you actually threw one fan, then dash, and you see how low she gets. So if you threw one more fan, she dies here before dashing. And you definitely had time to, because even if she hits you with direct in the air, you have 140 health, so you wouldn't have died unless she was being damage boosted, which I do not think she was at that time. I think that you should have taken that risk to get one more fan in, and then, especially because you could hear the Bastion shooting, so the Mercy was damage boosting the Bastion. I think you should have gotten the kill here. I think it should have been fan 1, or you missed the first fan, but even beyond that, fan 1, fan 2, dash kill. Right? And now you're in an awkward position where you don't have dash, Pharah doesn't die, now you're just poking again. Pharah's coming for you. As soon as Pharah's coming for you, you gotta be careful. This is suicide. This is straight suicide. So let's just think about this. You're at 104 health, right? So Pharah Rocket Direct does 120 damage, not assuming damage boost. Splash does 80, so you're already in one-shot range. So this is a really dangerous fight to be taking. Then you poke the Mercy at long range. You get like one Shuriken hit maybe, and then you dash in. And then what is your plan? Like, let's just think about this for a second. What is your plan at this point, being this deep in without dash and having a splashing enemy against you in the air? Like, you have deflect, but even if she splashes next to you, you're still gonna die, right? This is just very, very sloppy gameplay. And it's hard for me to even imagine, like, you're high plat, right? This is not like gold or silver or bronze where, you know, Genji doesn't understand the core mechanic. Like, you cannot dash unless you're going to live in some way, right? Unless you're going to get a kill and reset, or you're going to win the fight. Those are your only two options for dashing if you dash into the enemy team, okay? You must either be like, I am full committed, we are winning this fight, or I'm gonna die. Dashing like this is crazy. Even if you did deflect here, okay, let's say hypothetically you deflect, the Pharah just follows you for 2 seconds and then kills you anyway, because you're not going to be able to dash away. You know? Like, this is not a good call. Very, very puzzling gameplay choice. I'll come back as Soldier, probably because you're going to deal with the Pharah. I don't think necessarily that you have to switch off. You already have an Ashe in your team. Like, I don't think that the Pharah feels like so oppressive that you can't play Genji, but, you know, it is what it is. Shoot the Pharah. It's fine, you should have reloaded. You have plenty of time to reload there. Good tracking, right? No issues there. Reload. Your team's not really here right now, so you kind of need to chill. You put heal station down where I would have honestly just walked back, picked up the Mercy, and then come forward. Now you've kind of wasted healing station, which is going to be important because now you leave, go to the side, you have 67 health, you go back and get the Mega. You're losing uptime right now. For example, you could have gone back, picked up the Mercy, sped this fight up, or you could have used this opportunity to flank left and then go high ground to sync with your team, because it takes time to go to high ground, right? Time is very, very important in this game. Good tracking. You eat that direct. As soon as you eat that direct, I immediately take cover. Right? This shot, you should be covering. You have 21 health, you should be dead right now. You're very, very lucky you're not dead. I don't think the signal even bothered to attack you. He did. He's just missed. You're very, very lucky. Any one of those Hyperspheres hitting you would have been a kill. So why are you running at the Sigma right now? Your damage fall off from here is already, you're not suffering damage fall off from this distance already. You don't need to get any closer. You're just running at the Sigma. This is a common problem you have. So this is going to show up later, but It reminds me of when you watch superhero movies like Marvel movies and you see that, like, Captain America's fighting and there's going to be a Hydra soldier who's off screen with a gun who's going to run at the Captain America with his gun, not shooting, and Captain America is going to like take his gun and beat the guy up. Right? It's like if you have a gun, there's no reason to get closer to targets unless they're outside of your damage fall off. Like you're gonna do the same amount of damage from here as you are from here. Why are you running forwards? This is really bad and exposes you to a ton of danger. The Bastion honestly should have just killed you. Staying in the open here against the Bastion is suicide. This should be a kill. If I'm the Bastion, you die here. Like, you are not going to survive. You're very lucky the Bastion's missing you. At higher ranks, you're going to get completely punished for stuff like that. You should take the Mega here. It takes like a second of your time, and it gives you 30 more health. Go for the Mercy, which is the right call. She hides, it's fine. Go for the Mercy again. All right, this is Pharah. Good tracking. All right, did a lot of damage. By the way, you could have gone for a Helix right here, because she no longer has thrust, right? She can't fly up, and she's clearly out of jump jet juice, so you could have used a direct Helix rocket to go for a kill. I would look for directs all the time with Helix rockets. Jumping down here is suicide, quite frankly. This is the easiest kill of this Pharah's life. She whiffs that one. She basically whiffs that one. Then the third one is not even at you. This is very, very easy for the Pharah to get a kill. Also, the Ana has grenade right now. If she grenades here, you die, and she lives, and this is a throw. So, in general, I feel like, you say you're hard stuck. I have no idea what hard stuck means anymore, okay? In Overwatch 1, people would say hard stuck when they're in a certain level for like a month. And it's like hundreds of hours of gameplay. I don't know if you have like 20 hours of gameplay and you're like, oh, I'm hard stuck in this rank, because this does not look to me like somebody who is experienced at playing Overwatch. Every DPS player who's ever had to fight Ana does not get into close range unless they absolutely have to when she has grenade, because she throws the nade and you get antied, and then she gains a bunch of health and you lose a bunch of health. It is one of the best fight turning abilities in the game, and for you to run down here not knowing that she had used grenade or not is already a really bad idea. It's not necessarily even a clean fight win from there. And to have the Pharah also be here and not be distracted means the Pharah 100% should kill you here. Like, the odds of you winning this fight, I would say in Diamond Plus, I think the odds of you winning this fight is less than 10%. Like, it's such a bad play to drop here and try to take this fight. So what you should have done instead is just stay up here and shoot the Ana, right? Like, you don't need to go anywhere. No one's shooting at you. No one's looking at you. Just shoot, right? Helix her, dead. Great. Move on. Like, you don't need to drop here for no reason. Also, you completely whiffed that Helix. Anyway, you're very lucky that they did not kill you there. You're setting up high ground, which is fine. Poke, poke, poke. Unlucky that you lose your Ashe. I would pay attention to where the Ashe died, because I want to see if my Mercy can get the res. Oh, did she die right here? Oh yeah, there's no way she's getting that res. Not unless she goes to the corner right now. So, you have a bad habit where you jump too much. This is going to get you killed right now. So, Bastion's going to ult you, and the first thing you're going to do is you see you jump upwards, and then you start moving sideways, which slows you down enough that you get killed by the splash. This is ridiculously sloppy. Soldier already has boosted move speed. Most heroes can actually just walk out of it as long as you just like are moving when it's coming down. But you have so much time to react to this. Like, you hear it come down, right? Pop right there. Just sprint off. Just sprint off and you're safe. But instead, you jump, which slows you down, and then you start running, and that's just enough time for you to die to this. Really, really sloppy. And you should have known that it's coming because you heard Bastion ulti go off. So, another sloppy death by you. Or you come up here, you decide to challenge Pharmacy despite them already having high ground, which is dangerous. You pop Visor. For the record, you were already down 3 heroes before this starts, right? The Ashe was dead first, then your Junker Queen is dead, your Ana is dead, and your Mercy came up with you. So we're going to worry about the Mercy, right? Because the Mercy literally just died. But you already lost 3 heroes right now. So you popped Visor, being late coming up high ground against a pocketed Pharmacy, and you're going to kill these 2 and what, the other 3 people on the point? You think you're going to kill 5 people right now? This is a waste of an ulti. Right? There's no... Like, your overall game sense of, like, what to be doing is poor. Like, I think your actual aim is fine, but, like, you are just, like, running it down main every single life, trying to just kill or die right away. Like, you are dying so frequently, it's insane. You're dying over twice as often as you should be. Just constantly finding, like, new, innovative ways to die. So, here, right, play slow. Just play the off angle. Okay, you don't need to get poked out here, right? Pick up Mercy is fine if you want to play here, and just play the off angle. Soldier's really really strong in the off angle because you have excellent self sustain. If they're aiming at, yeah, rotate. This is good. Okay, you can go here, you can poke a little bit, you can try to go high ground. I think this is good. This is fine, right? And in particular, you want to make sure your tank is in first to take up some space, take some pressure away from you. I would go for the Pharah first. She knocks you off. Okay, fine, good play. So I would just reset, right? Just run back, right? She's not gonna have concussor for the next one. Reset. You can even play right here. Shoot the Zen. Shoot the Moira. You decide to start dueling the Pharah, which is fine, right? Decent aim. Trance is popped. Go for the vulnerable Moira. Okay, great. Trance is going. I just go back to high ground. While Trance is going, you can't kill anybody anyway. See? It's like, what are you gonna do right now? And then, despite the fact that you have a gun, you're going to see that you run super close to the enemy for no reason, and then you're going to get blown up and die. Let's watch from the vertical view so that you can like see just how poor a decision this is. Like, why are you running into 4 people right now? And like, granted, it's overtime, so you have to stay on point, but like, you already have the soldier on point. And if you rotated earlier, like I said, you would be on high ground right now and able to do something. But generally speaking, this is not ideal, right? So, if anything, if you did want to play down here, you should play like the farthest possible angle that you can to make it harder for them to hit you. Use heal station, use mercy pocket to stay alive. You got a lot of options here that are not just run into the enemy team and die. All right, that's gonna be first point. So, looking at University, you're gonna go Ashe. I don't think Ashe is great at University. University has a lot of really tight chokes, so it's much better for close range heroes like Junkrat or Reaper. But it's not impossible to play here by any means. I just wouldn't be my first preference. Alright. So you go here, throw dynamite. Again, why are you wandering onto point? I feel like you have a lot of issue with just like core positioning of DPS. I feel like you got to this point by basically killing everybody and like being better at aim. This makes no sense as an Ashe to be walking the point right now. Again, the Bastion turns, he'll kill you in literally 1 second. Like 1.0 seconds, you are dead. It is insane to be just walking onto the point like that for no reason. Just play cover, right? Play a corner, stay alive. You're very, very lucky to not be dead right now. No real reason to run out of Winston. That's exactly what he wants you to do. This is an excellent dynamite. That's a really, really big dynamite. Lots of damage there. Go for the Pharah. Great. I would not be drifting to the left, by the way, because you know the Bastion's here. I would probably be playing like this doorway. But you're going to get the kills here. Great. Going for the Mercy. Yeah, that's fine. I would have coach gunned the Winston to prevent the landing damage. You never know when you might get bursted and killed. Good dynamite. Kill the Moira. Yeah, I would not play out here. I think, again, if this Bastion was even slightly better, you would be dead even more times than you already are. It is actually mind-boggling to me how often this Bastion does not kill you. Like, he's missing 80% plus of his shots against you, for perspective, and you still get down to half health. Like, you should be dead right now. Dead, dead, dead. Primal's gonna get popped. Unfortunate. You do a pretty good job saving yourself, but get knocked off. I mean, this is fine. It is what it is. He did a good job primaling you off. You're gonna come forwards. Good headshot. You see Bastion. Yep, you gotta pull back. I wouldn't bother scoping there because your unscoped DPS is higher, and you know they're not gonna stay visible for very long. So you might as well crank out as much damage as you can. Quite lucky to get the kill on the Cassidy. Somebody who really should be killing him, but we'll take it. I would not mess with the damage boosted Cassidy. I will say, is like, if you go into a higher rank, I think you will be shocked at how much more you die than you are dying right now. There's so many times that you really should be dead, but because the other team can't aim, like, he just misses 4 shots right there against you while damage boosted. And you're not even dodging him until the very end, and you're scoped. So at higher levels, like, people are going to hit that 50 to 75% of the time, even at that range, and you're going to get shredded. Come on here. I would not play the same side as my team, especially when you have a Mercy Pocket. You should play the opposite side, because otherwise you're going to eat the same spam as everyone else. You want to increase the number of angles to be effective. Right, especially against Winston Bubble. Like, Winston cannot dive you as long as you have a Mercy Pocket. Like, if he dives you, it's not going to do anything. He can't kill you. Winston does 60 damage a second, Mercy heals for 55. So it's mathematically impossible for him to kill you. Like, he literally can't kill you. You could melee him to death before he's able to kill you with the zapping alone when you factor in reloads. In fact, I don't even think that he could kill you ever if you factor in reloads. Anyway, right here. So you're going to do this. This is suicide again. Hit scan heroes, easy kill for you right now. Extremely lucky that you did not get killed while you're in the air. It's okay, Dynamite. I think your Dynamites are good, right? Your Dynamite accuracy is good, and the amount of people you get with it, the general timing of your Dynamites, I think is quite good. But this is, again, suicide. Oh my god, the Bastion should kill you. Oh man, he just slightly whiffs at the very end. I don't know why the Mercy Valk's here. That Dynamite was bad, he should have saved it. Dynamite has a long cooldown, so be careful with it. Another good example, I mean, this is good shooting by him, right? 2 headshots at this distance is not easy, but this is a good example where, like, you just don't play in your cover ever, right? You should be like, hey, if I get a headshot, can I survive here? Okay, obviously Hanzo Widow are going to kill you one shot, but against all other heroes, you should always be close enough such that I eat a headshot, immediately hide. Like, you have no preservation instinct of, like, staying alive once you take a shot. Instead, you strafe all the way out here while scoped, which makes you slower, makes it easy for him to headshot you, and then he hits a second one. That doesn't typically happen. I would say it only happens probably like 20 to 33% of the time, even while you're scoped, but it did happen, so you end up dying. My general feel from this game is that you throw pretty much repeatedly, and your team manages to barely keep you in this game. This aim, I would say, finally is degraded. I think your aim in general has been pretty good right there. I think that was a rare example where you just, like, could not get a kill. What you really do, you need to get the Kiliana right now. Kiliana, not as fast as I was like, but not terrible either. I don't really know why you're walking on the point at this moment in time. I mean, I guess you're suicide. I guess suicide is fine. Yeah, I mean, fight's over. But not being able to kill the supports fast enough was a big factor in why you weren't being effective there. Switch to Reaper. I wouldn't go right side, generally speaking. I think left side's much stronger for you because of the small close range fights. Like, Reaper's much better here than he is playing up here, right? If Cassie stands here, how do you take this point? You can't, right? You just have to go back. So you get low, you Wraith, you walk on a point, and you're gonna die instantly. So let's again look at it from vertical view. So you have about 75, 80 health right now. You walk onto point, you have no Wraith, and you just instantly die. And you see that you've walked in front of your Ramatra, you walked in front of the shield, your supports can't see you. What are you thinking? It's very, very hard for me to imagine, like, what you could possibly think at Platinum that would make this a good idea. Unless you're single-mindedly focused, like, oh, I'm Reaper, my job is to kill Winston. That's the only thing I can think of that makes the slightest bit of sense here. But if you just have any more patience than you have right now, like, just sit here, take your hands off your keyboard and your mouse for 3 seconds, right? Let your Ramatra get in, and then go in. And then you easily win this fight. But instead, you throw away your life super easily. Your Sojourn gets a pick to trade, and the Ramatra is going to carry from here, and you're going to win. Again, you can see how, like, you're just throwing the game. Right? Like, this is straight throwing. If I saw my Reaper do this, I would be furious. Because I can't imagine what you're thinking in the situation to walk forward into 4 heroes past the shield with no Wraith and with your supports. Not even your supports could heal you. It's unlikely to keep you alive. But why would you do this? You know, there's plenty of time. It's not like the points got to get capped or anything like that. You're like, your tank is here. This makes no sense to me. I can't even guess what you're thinking. All right. Final point. You're playing as Ashe. Come out. I would not walk backwards. As a reminder, it reduces your move speed by 10%. You see your team goes inside. For some reason, you decide to not go inside and go outside, which is okay. I would generally try to follow the Mercy, but since there's Mercy also a soldier, and I guess it's okay for you to play out here, I would be careful about frontlining. Yep, let your Ramacha get the shield up. Yeah, good hold on the shots. You get low, and this is the problem when if you're not with your supports, now you have to slow down. You rotate here. I do not like this rotation. I think you should have rotated back out here and played this angle because you're going to be late. Like, it's going to take you so long to get to the point that the fight's going to be over before you get there. So I would have just stayed here, waited for one dart from my Ana, and then re-peek this. And then if no one's here, keep pushing this space. So instead, you decide to go inside. You see that inside right now is effectively a 3, 4, 5. I would kill the Mercy, right? But it's a 5v3 right now because you and the Ana are late in rotation. You're very lucky the soldier gets a pick there because it's a 5v3 situation. Dynamite was a little off target. I think this coach gun is fine. Aim's letting you down now. You really need to kill the Ana. Like, I don't know why you would not be shooting the Ana in this situation. Like, you can see her in your crosshair right now. You should shoot the Ana. Forget the Mei. Kill the Ana. I know the Mei doesn't have ice block, but just kill the Ana and they have no sustain. You walk super close again. This part's kind of okay because it should be a chase down situation. Decent dynamite. Yep, good kill. Good stagger, right? Finish kills. Very lucky. Good dodging, I guess, in the Ana that misses you. She really should have gotten the kill there. But, like, this is generally symptomatic, is that you're so bloodthirsty, right? Like, you always just want to run forward. Like, think about it. Why is Ashe playing this close to the enemy team? It's just crazy to me. Like, you just constantly want to run straight at the enemy and fight. I think you should just switch to tank. Because you always want to be in the front. You always want to be initiating, right? And you always want to be super aggressive into multiple people. Tank is much better suited for that than Ashe, right? Especially because you're playing heroes that are not well suited for frontline aggression, right? If you're playing Ashe or Soldier, like, you have to be patient. Versus if you're playing Reaper, like, yeah, you can be aggro a lot, So Ramacha's gonna throw here. That dynamite's going nowhere. Right? He pops ulti. Like, the second my Ramacha pops ulti, I forget the dynamite. Like, now I need to get over the top right away to help because by popping ultimate here has committed us into winning or losing this, like, the fight based on what happens right now. You have to immediately get over there. You have no sense of urgency, or you have to get up. Right now it's too late. The Ramacha's dead. You took way too long. And now you try to retreat, which is going to make things go poorly. Right? And now you see you're super overextended. You have no sense of urgency for, like, when your teammates are in trouble. Like, for you, you're always, like, trying to push your own tempo. But, like, when your teammates need help, like, this is a terrible decision by the Ramacha, to be clear. Like, your Ramacha is straight throwing right now. But for you to not come up and help him right away is even worse. I don't know, even worse. It is compounding the mistake that the Ramacha has made. So this is probably a stall out situation. You get lifted, it's fine. You shouldn't die here. As long as you coach gun right away, yep, that's a good call. Alright, get the Mega. Excellent. Try to kill the Mercy. Tough shot. Yep. Great. Really, really good kill on Cassidy. Alright, if you can get enough here, then it's potentially turnable, but there's just, your team was just trickling into something you can do there. That's fine. Right? You only need to win 2 fights here to win the game. Again, I would stop jumping so much. You get walled off, no problem. I would not pop Bob right now quite yet because 1, we've already seen the Mercy has died. 2, your Soldier's already popped ulti. I would rather save Bob for final fight, and I'm going to assume that we're going to win this. If it looks like we're going to lose this, I will then pop Bob. Okay? But in this situation, we already have 2 indications that we're going to win this fight. Okay? An ultimate was used and a pick was got. I want to save ulti here. Right? You're just popping ulti to pop ulti. You can go for the Ana. High Noon's popped. I don't think that's good dynamite. You probably could hear her on the left. See, now if you're dynamite, this is an easy kill with dynamite. You kill the Ana, but, like, there's way too many people on point right now. Amazing kill on the Cassidy, but it doesn't matter because the point's already over. Even if you killed 2 there, it still is irrelevant because your team's just lost too many. It's not a good dynamite. Coach Gun was a little late. You're already outside of the field. So how do you get caught in a position where the Sigma's in your face? All right, Coach Gun. So I would stay back right now. I mean, I guess you lose 3. There's not a lot differently that you could have done here other than not be so hyper aggressive by like immediately hopping to like towards, like you could have just chilled here for a second, right? Like here, been like, oh, okay, Sigma's fluxing, go back, play here, shoot. Okay, cool, right? Fight's over, great, reset. But ultimately, you die pretty quickly, so it's not that big a deal. So you have a chance for one more. Oh my god, you're playing Cassidy too. This should be last fight. The problem is your team is super staggered. Like, there's nothing you can do here. Even if you kill 3 people, you're not going to win this fight. Okay, so overall advice is that you need to work on your overall decision making. You're just constantly like running at the opposing team without any thought as to like what else is going on in the game. Like, do I have healing? Is there a tank that can help, create space for me? What abilities do the enemies have? Does the enemy beat me in a regular duel, right? Versus like trying to fight the Bastion constantly when he's in assault form and he does 350 damage per second. Like, you make a lot of questionable decisions like that. That I think are really, really holding you back. It's really not an aim issue at all. I think your aim is more than good enough to get into Diamond for sure. It is strictly a game sense issue where you just constantly keep running at the enemy. And I think that you should review this game and go over like every single death and think, hey, what should I have done differently there, if anything? And I think 75 to 90% of the time, you could obviously have done something differently there. What could I have done differently there to avoid being killed so that I can stay alive and be effective for my team? Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.